Hey, welcome. So I know a knock-knock joke might not play over the best on YouTube, but I feel it's incredibly appropriate for today's video. So, knock knock.
Who's there?
GM 3.6 liter. Wow, pretty amazing that this engine still ran, considering this is literally a chunk of the piston from that cylinder right there. So for whatever reason, both middle cylinders on both banks decided to punch a skylight out to the world and say hello. I don't know why, but this engine has had catastrophic failure. So let me back up here a minute, guys, and let me get you up to speed. So 2011 Chevy Traverse here behind me, 3.6 liter V6 inside of this thing. The previous owner tells me that timing chains had been installed on this engine, and 3-ish months later down the road, the engine failed, catastrophic failure. Now it's sitting here with me because, I don't know, maybe I'm just a glutton for punishment, but really I've always wanted to show this engine on camera. I've always wanted to do the timing chain job, that kind of thing. So I'm actually going to be putting a used engine in place of this guy right here, this blown engine. So I'm going to take you guys along on that journey. So I'm thinking this is going to be a 3-part series. Part 1 here is get you guys up to speed, show you what's going on, show you the used engine that's over there, and then get it prepped for timing chain install. Part 2 is going to be the actual timing chain installation, chain guides, tensioners, that kind of thing. Getting that engine properly in time and showing you how to do all that. Part 3, then we're going to do some after the fact verification. So the engine will be all put back together. It'll be mated back with the rest of the powertrain. It'll be installed in the vehicle and running. And then we'll capture some data using the lab scope. We're going to capture some known good, fingers crossed they'll be known good, cam crank correlation on this 3.6. I want to show you guys how to fix the timing chain issue, and then also how to diagnose it without getting invasive. You shouldn't have to pull the valve covers off of a 3.6 liter to determine if the engine is in time. If you're setting cam crank correlation codes, the computer is doing electronic testing to do that. So why don't we do electronic testing to determine if the timing chain is actually stretched? You know, work smarter, not harder. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So why are we here? Well, for one, this engine is getting replaced. That's why the powertrain is out. But from what I understand, it is easier to do the timing chain job with the engine out like this. So sitting on the subframe, the suspension still attached, brakes attached, steering rack attached, all that stuff still attached, transmission still attached. It's easier to do it this way on a front wheel drive vehicle. Instead of trying to do the timing cover job, which this whole assembly comes off, with, you know, just that little bit of room between the front cover and the basically the frame of the vehicle. There's not a lot of room in there. This engine here looked like it had been worked on in the vehicle, because when I was doing the stuff that I had to pull apart to get the entire powertrain out of the vehicle, it didn't look like it had ever been touched before. Leads me to believe the previous shop who put chains in here actually did it in the vehicle. Now I'm not sure if that caused it to fail. I don't know why it failed. Besides, it's junk, okay? So for those of you that are doing a lot of these 3.6s, drop me a comment below. Are you doing them in the vehicle? Are you pulling the engine from the vehicle while raising the vehicle off of the engine, in this case, as it were? What are you guys doing? I'm curious. So I did not film getting to this point because, well, it's really just a lot of nuts and bolts, nothing too special. It's not really any easier or more difficult than pulling any other powertrain assembly, lifting the vehicle off of it. So there's really nothing special to show there. This is basically at this point ready to unbolt from the bell housing, unbolt from the mounts, and take this guy back to the junkyard as a core and have the used engine installed and installed back in the vehicle. We're basically at that point. But I'm not going to install the used engine as I bought it because, well, timing chains are a problem for these engines. So I'm going to go ahead and try to bulletproof this engine as much as I can before it goes into the vehicle, because, well, it's out already. So you might as well do it, you know, while we're in there, let's just go ahead and get it taken care of, right? That way I can feel comfortable with this thing going down the road after it's all fixed up. So let's head over there. Let's take a look. Okay, so here is the used engine that I picked up from the junkyard. Very similar miles. Actually, it had a few less miles than what the vehicle actually does, so that's a win. Also, it doesn't appear that it's ever been touched, so it probably has the original timing chains in it, which will be interesting to see once we get inside of there. But in all reality, guys, you're never going to actually just work on the engine itself. It'll most likely be a part of the overall greater powertrain assembly when you're working on this. But because I'm dealing with the used engine, I decided to throw it up on my smaller little X-frame hoist here, so it's easy to work on. I guess I'll just show you guys what I'm going to take apart here. We'll probably speed it up a little bit. Intake manifold, upper plenum's got to come off, both valve covers, and then basically everything here on the front cover all gets pulled off, and we should expose those chains and see what it looks like inside, and then and then prep it for a new set of chains, guides, tensioners, the works. All right, let's do it. All right, so speeding everything up on camera really makes it look pretty simple, but honestly, guys, it's really not all that hard. Upper intake off, valve covers off, front cover comes off. Remember that front cover is RTV'd or siliconed on there, so it might need a little bit of persuasion to get off. Make sure you have all the bolts out if it seems really, really stuck. From there, it's basically time to get the engine in mechanical time, get it all lined up the way it needs to be to pull the old chain off, put the new guides and tensioners on. But we're gonna go ahead and save that for video number 2, where we actually remove the timing chain, put the new one on, time it all up, make sure everything is good to go. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this first part of the, we'll call it 3-part series. If you did, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, remembering to click that little bell icon, that way you get a notification when we come out with video number 2 in this series. So thanks again, guys, I really appreciate it, and as always, happy wrenching, everyone. Thank you.